Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, text 32 to 33. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. O Govinda, of what avail to us are kingdoms, happiness, or even life itself, when all those for whom we may desire them are now arrayed in the battlefield? O Madhusudana, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, father in law, grandson, brother in law, and all relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and are standing before me, then why should I wish to kill them, though I may survive? O maintainer of all creatures, I am not prepared to fight with them even in exchange for the three worlds, let alone this earth. We may note here that Arjuna is referring to Krishna in three different names, that Govinda, Madhusudana, and Janardana. So here, particular name Arjuna is addressing, uh, identifying or indicating particular character, and he is stating his point in relevant to that particular character. So we'll read out the purport. In the purport, Prabhupada explained about the meaning of Govinda. Arjuna has addressed Lord Krishna as Govinda because Krishna is the object of all pleasure for the cows and senses. By using this significant word, Arjuna indicates what will satisfy his senses. Although Govinda is not meant to satisfy our senses, if we try to satisfy the senses of Govinda, then automatically our own senses are satisfied. So here Go means a cow or senses, and Vinda means one who gives pleasure. So Krishna gives pleasure to the cows and our senses. So near here, Arjuna is expecting that his senses will be satisfied. Although Govinda is not meant, or Krishna is not meant to satisfy our senses, but by we satisfying Krishna's senses, then our senses will be satisfied. So that is the only way. I'll continue reading. Materially, everyone wants to satisfy his senses, and he wants God to be the order supplier for such satisfaction. The Lord will satisfy the senses of the living entity as much as they deserve, but not to the extent that may covet. So now here, it is not the Lord will not satisfy, the Lord is satisfying. But now the problem is that everyone is seeing the God or Krishna as a order supplier. So the worshipping the Lord has become, a God has become as a business transaction. So here the Lord will satisfy according to their karma or by his own will. But this is not to extent where the living entity engage in ugra karma or envious act, then the living entity has to bear the karmic reaction. I'll continue. But when one takes the opposite way, namely when one tries to satisfy the senses of Govinda without desiring to satisfy one's own senses, then by the grace of Govinda, all desire of the living entity are satisfied. So here the formula is very simple. Govinda means not meant to satisfy our senses independently by what we desire, or the Lord does according as much as we deserve. But Govinda means here that we satisfy Govinda's senses. And just by satisfying Govinda's senses, then our senses will be satisfied and all desires will be fulfilled. For example, if you are pouring, Srila Prabhupada state this example, if you are pouring water to leaves, so the trees will not get benefit. So the water has to be poured to the root. So similarly, Govinda is the root. So one has to work to satisfy the senses of Govinda. By satisfying Govinda's senses, we being the part and parcel of Krishna, our senses also being the part and parcel of Krishna, just by satisfy Krishna's senses, then our senses will be satisfied. So we have to gradually learn this science and uh, apply in our life. I'll continue. Arjuna's deep affection for the community and family members is exhibited here partly due to his natural compassion for them. He is therefore not prepared to fight. So, due to his compassion, and here natural compassion, Arjuna is not going to fight. I'll continue. Everyone want to show his opulence to friends and relatives, but Arjuna fears that all his relatives and friends will be killed in battlefield and he will be unable to share his opulences after victory. This is typical calculation of material life. So the moment we have some opulence, then we want to show off here. So what happens if there's no one for us to show off? So this is material calculation. So Arjuna says that what is the point having this opulence when no one is around? On the other part, transcendental life calculation. So Prabhupada explained. The transcendental life is, however, different. Since a devotee wants to satisfy the desire of Lord, he can, Lord willing, accept all kind of opulences for the service of the Lord. And if the Lord is not willing, he should not accept a far thing. So here, sometimes there's an idea that any particular type of opulence is uh, not favorable for the spiritual life. But the devotee of the Lord accept any kind of opulence not for himself but for the pleasure of the Lord. So just by engaging the opulence for the pleasure of the Lord, then basically it is satisfying the senses of the Lord, and our the living entities or this our senses will be satisfied. Arjuna did not want to kill his relative, and if there were any need to kill them, he desired that Krishna will kill them personally. At this point, he did not know that Krishna had already killed them before they are coming into the battlefield, and that he was only to become an instrument for Krishna. This fact is disclosed in the following chapters. So, Prabhupada referring to chapter 11, text number 33, on how that Krishna already killed them. And we must understand here, this is Arjuna is indicating to Janardana. So, Arjuna is expecting Janardana or Krishna to kill them since it is his duty to maintain and protect the devotees. As a natural devotee of the Lord, Arjuna did not like to retaliate against the miscreant cousin and brothers, but it was the Lord's plan that they should all be killed. The devotee of the Lord does not retaliate against the wrongdoer, but the Lord does not tolerate any mischief done to the devotee by the miscreants. The Lord can excuse a person on his own account, but he excuses no one who has done harm to his devotee. Therefore, the Lord was determined to kill the miscreants, although Arjuna wanted to excuse them. So, the miscreants here referring to Arjuna's cousin, the sons of Dhritarashtra and his ally. So it is natural character of the Lord that he will tolerate the wrong things towards him, but the Lord will not tolerate the wrong done to his devotees. So, but as for the devotee, they will tolerate whatever wrong done to them. So these are the natural character or natural of the Lord and also the devotee. So next, we can see that a note here that Madhusudana, so Lord Shiva said in Brahma Vaibharta Purana, one who remembers Madhusudana in when they are in great difficulty, and that difficulty will turn to become opulent. So here, Arjuna is seeking Krishna's involvement. uh, it looks like that Arjuna is going to get involved in impious act. And as mentioned earlier, Janardana means one who protects devotee. Jana means the living entity, one who maintains the living entity or protects his devotee. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.